Well, what's up, everybody? Grim Green back here today. Thank you so much for joining me. Damn it, Tuesday, Bro Tuesday. Let's just do the damn thing. This used to be a live call-in show, and it might go back to that at some point, but lately it's just become... we pick a topic, we talk about it. There's just a lot of news and stuff kind of going on right now, and that's kind of really what I wanted to talk about. I do have an article to read. We're going to do a little bit of story time with Grim Green. We got a great article from the Reason Foundation. They're always going to bat for consumer choice and consumer freedom. Just love the Reason Foundation into the ground. We got a great article to read there. We're going to talk a little bit about Norway. We're going to talk a little bit about flavors. We're going to talk a little bit about New Jersey and what can be done in New Jersey. I'm not sure if anybody caught Jay Hayes's. I think it's his most recent video. The title of it is a little... it's a little over the top, like vaping is dead in New Jersey or something like that, or we're done or something like that in New Jersey, but you should definitely go watch it. I don't believe that the fight is done in New Jersey, but everybody should go watch that Jay Hayes video. It's incredible. He did a great job with it, and I could feel his anger and his frustration just through the screen when I was watching this video. I couldn't even click fast enough. I was like, whoop, what's this? Watched it. You know, and Jay Hayes, like me, he's real close to the subject of vaping. You know, he runs a shop. It's really very near and dear to him, as much as it's very near and dear to me. And his video really got me in the feels, and it's really, I would describe it as criminal, what's going on in New Jersey. But thank you guys seriously so much for joining me. The Tuesday Bro Tuesday, for anybody that's new to Tuesday Bro Tuesday, it's not as structured as the vlog. The vlog has to be structured just because the vlog has to be structured, and Tuesday Bro Tuesday is a little bit more of a freestyle. So it's a little freestyle. It's a little bit more, you know, let's just chill. Let's just hang out. I have some extraordinarily hot tea in my favorite Stormtrooper mug that I bought from Target a few years ago. That tea's too hot. It's just too hot. I'm trying to rest my vocal cords. I've been talking and yelling a lot on YouTube over the last couple months, and I'm not sure. Maybe it's taking its toll on my vocal cords. Maybe 10 years of YouTube of just my job as talking has taken its toll on my vocal cords. So I'm trying to help my throat out a little bit. If anybody's interested in a little bit of a personal update, I'm doing pretty good. I just want to say thank you to everybody. There's been a lot of messages and messages and DMs and emails, and I've been reading all of them and responding to as many as I possibly can. But just kind of the outpouring of love has been really, really good, really, really nice. It's really honestly helped my mindset quite a bit. Really, I'm just getting on that self-care train. I'm done with meat. I'm done with alcohol. I'm done with weed for now. Trying to exercise every single day, trying to have a much more positive attitude, trying to eat more, trying to just be the best person that I can be, and not let anxiety and depression and nasty things like that drag me down into dark places that I don't want to go. You know, I don't want to go there. We don't want to go to dark places. It's not a good place to be. It doesn't feel good. And the last few days I've been feeling pretty good. Oh, Amber, thank you. You like the New Zealand video? Awesome. Thank you. You know, I had no plan when I went to New Zealand. I brought my camera and I bought my phone, and I was like, I'm just going to shoot a bunch of stuff and then see what I can make it into. And that's kind of what happened. I just shot a bunch of stuff, and I just edited it to what I thought it could turn into. So I'm glad you liked it. Disco Potato, I love you. Thank you for being here. And I really do appreciate it. I appreciate all the support and all the well wishes and things like that. And, yeah, honey, although I'm trying to cut down on sugar, man, sugar's gone. Sugar is done. Haven't had any added sugar in a week now. No sugar in a week. Come on, tea, cool down, man. I need you. This is throat coat tea. This is the tea that I used to use when I was in a death metal band. I was in a death metal band for like a decade, and probably tore up my throat pretty good being in a death metal band as well. But this is what I used to drink when I was doing vocals in a death metal band. My throat doesn't even really feel good enough that I could do death metal vocals right now, although I do still remember how to do it. Maybe on a future Getting to Know Grim Green, we can try out the old the old vocal cords again for some death metal, but definitely not today. Definitely not today. But seriously, just everybody, thank you. Like, thank you for giving a shit. Thank you for having my back. Thank you for even caring. You know, I'm just in a real weird place, and it's not a great place, but I'm really trying to power through, and I'm trying to power through with a little bit more positivity and not let myself sink down like that. You know, we got to lift each other up, and I'm here, and we're all here, and it's really great. And, you know, I didn't do what I did or say what I said to get any sort of sympathy or you know, anything like that. I just figured it makes a lot more sense to just be straight up honest with you guys about me and how I feel and what I'm going through, rather than just fake my way, like I said, through a full vlog and just, hey, you know, Grim Green, everything's great, you guys, woo, we're doing great, you know, rather than fake it. It didn't feel right. I just wanted to be honest, and that's what you end up with. You just end up with a lot of honesty. A lot of honesty. Come on, tea. This tea, it's just too hot right now. The tea is just too hot right now. Woo! All right. So let's jump into this Tuesday, Bro Tuesday. There's just been a lot. Yeah, Sugar is the devil, Handgun Patriot. Awesome name, by the way. Sugar is the devil. Sugar is 100% the devil. Let me do this first super chat. We kind of do the super chats as they happen here on Tuesday, Bro Tuesday. Chris Kennedy in with the super chat. Very gracious of you, my man. Wish the government would respect my right to be healthier and not smoke cigarettes. Yeah, me too, man. Me too. You know, it's unbelievable. I love this country. I would consider myself a patriot. I believe in the Constitution. I believe in this country. The flag means something to me. This country means something to me. I really like the United States of America. I just wish we didn't have terrible, awful politicians that just fuck up everything, and they fuck up freedom, and they fuck up your liberty, and they take things away from you that you previously had that were completely safe and legal because some other group started abusing what you're using, and now nobody gets to play. And that's what the government does. They come in and they make laws and they make legislations, and then they just make everything worse. And that's how I feel about the government. I want less government. I want the smallest government that can possibly exist and still be a functioning government. That's what I want. I want the government to have an army, protect our borders. I want the government to deliver mail. I guess that's kind of about it. That's really all I'm after from a government. Maybe not even the mail part. Unfortunately, I won't be at TPE in Las Vegas, Chad Myers. The end of this month and all of February is going to be a really busy time for me. Just a really busy time for me. Like I said in the vlog, I'm going up to Santa Rosa in February. My dad's having a surgery. It's nothing huge and serious, but he's going to need a little bit of help for a couple of days. So I'm going up there to spend some time with Dad, and that's going to be the beginning of February. And then the end of February, I'm out of the country for like 2 solid weeks. I mean, this is like, February is going to be my actual take a step back, recharge my batteries, reorganize my mindset, get myself into a better place, and just be away from everything. I noticed someone here said, what's up from Norway? And I got a little bit of news about Norway. You want to talk about Norway real quick? This is some pretty spectacular news from Norway. They just ended their vape ban. Vaping had been Vaping had been banned in Norway. For the last few years, it has been banned in Norway, and they just most recently, as of December 18th, 2019, they've lifted their vape ban and they've adopted the TPD. And then vaping is legal in the country of Norway. Norway and Sweden both have embraced snus as a form of tobacco harm reduction, and they are familiar with tobacco harm reduction, especially Sweden. Sweden has the lowest smoking rates in the European Union, the lowest cancer rates in the European Union, because they embrace snus as a form of tobacco harm reduction. Those European countries are particularly very familiar with tobacco harm reduction. and they understand it and they talk about it, and they're going to follow the TPD. And even in this article, which here I'm going to put this this will be in the description of this video. It's also going to be in the chat right there. Boosh! There you go. Just have a little link right there. This is Vape Around magazine. Great magazine, spectacular magazine. Oh, I have questions to answer from Vape Around magazine. Damn it! Oh, it's been like a week. Okay, if anybody from Vape Around magazine is watching, I'm sorry, and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Norway. Legalizing vaping in Norway is a welcome development, and we congratulate our government on aligning with the EU's TPD. However, there is still much negative publicity around vaping in the media and many details to come to be clear, so our welcome must be cautious for now. So basically what's happening in Norway is because of us, because of the United States and our misinformation campaign that has not ended. It's still continuing, being perpetuated by Jerome Adams, which I'm going to talk about Jerome Adams in just one second. Because of all of our weird news and weird headlines and EVALI, or is it EVALI, or is it vaping, or is it e-cigs, or is it vitamin E acetate, or is it THC, or is it nicotine? I don't know. Nobody seems to know, right? CDC doesn't seem to know, even though they've said a bunch of times exactly what it is. You still get vague descriptions and vague questions and vague answers. This misinformation campaign is spreading beyond the United States, and it just makes me sick. It just makes me sick. And it's coming directly from our federal government. It's coming directly from our federal government. People like Jerome Adams keep perpetuating certain myths that are legitimately going to get people hurt, that are legitimately going to get people injured. Black metal and vaping? Hell yeah, Norway. Fuck yeah, Norway. I never did black metal vocals. It's too difficult. I did really low, grumbly death metal vocals, and I thought I had figured out a way to do it that didn't really injure my throat or anything like that, but I did it for so many years on end. Could be something that's hurting me. I notice that when I talk a lot, especially after I do a vlog or especially after I do a Tuesday Bro Tuesday, I do have some irritation in my throat, and I'm trying to work around that. That's something that's, I don't want to talk about it. Something that's worrying me a little bit, but I'm trying to get in a much more positive mindset. And, I went to the doctor last week. Turns out one of the reasons why I'm being a little bit more calm today, turns out that my blood pressure is just through the fucking roof. Just through the fucking roof. I am at a severe risk of a cardiac event. Severe risk of a cardiac event. My blood pressure is through the roof. So my diet and my exercise and my mentality and my disposition, I'm trying to minimize the stress in my life because I don't like having high blood pressure. It's terrifying. It's terrifying having high blood pressure. I have to take my blood pressure every morning and every night and email it to my doctor every single day. Luckily, I found a great heart specialist here in the Valley. It's fantastic. He's fantastic. And I just have really high blood pressure. So no more rage sweat. No more rage sweat. I can't do some rage sweating. Going back to Norway real quick, it goes on to say, we understand that these proposals will be implemented during 2020, and we would suggest that the government includes consumers of reduced risk products in the process at every stage. We understand that these proposals will be implemented during 2020, and we would suggest that the government include consumers of reduced risk products in the process at every stage. These products offer a lifeline to many former smokers and can lead better outcomes for public health Norway in the future. Consumers are ready and available to offer our experience and knowledge to regulators in order to maximize the many benefits of safer nicotine use. Could you imagine something like that being said in the United States? That's unbelievable to me. So good on Norway. Congratulations to Norway. Let's hear it for Norway. Let's hear it for tea. Oh, tea. Tea is just the best, isn't it? Thank you, Michelle Lynn. Thank you, Michelle, and I really appreciate that. Ray, very gracious of you there in the super chat. Vape happy? That's right. Vape happy. Just do it. Logan, very gracious of you. All the love back to you, Logan. Zexy, very gracious of you. Can you tell me, is a Zeus X... Wait, hang on. This is a technical question. Can you tell me, is Zeus X RTA and Drag 2 good option? Absolutely. Totally good option. I like the Zeus X RTA. I like the Drag 2 just fine. It's not my favorite regulated mod. I would say throw that Zeus X RTA on a Vaporesso Gen and you'll be good to go. Good to go, my man. Or woman. I don't know. I just assumed, and now I guess that was weird of me. Michelle Lynn, very gracious of you. Stay healthy, buddy. I'm trying my best, I'm trying my best. I've never really given a shit before. That's the problem. You're young and and you think you're indestructible, and that's why I smoked so many cigarettes in my 20s, and then in my 30s it started catching up with me, and then by the time you turn 40 you realize, well, shit, I am not invincible. I can't drink like I used to. I hate being drunk now. It's just I fucking hate it. You just can't do things like you used to, man. When you turn 40, you got to start giving a shit. And unfortunately or fortunately if I live longer, I got to start giving a shit. Tea. So, like I said, we're going to talk a little bit about Instagram. I know that's the big thumbnail right now. If anybody's here on the replay, I'll put a timestamp in the description to when I actually start talking about the Instagram and their cracking down on influencers and the hypocrisy that I'm about to expose. We're about to expose some serious hypocrisy on Instagram. I'm not a person that likes to expose things like, oh, I'm exposing this company, I'm exposing this, we're exposing all this stuff. Instagram does need to get a little bit exposed for what they're doing. What was my band name? Which one? I've been in like 15 bands. The death metal one? Let's see. For a while, we were called Driven. For a while, we were called Uplifted. For a while, they were called A House Cursed. For a while, we were, in high school, we were called Death Rally. Many names. I'll try to track down some actual music. I have CDs. I have some CDs of my old band stuff. I'll try to rip it or something, put it up on YouTube. Yeah, death metal vocals. And I loved it, and I was really good at it. I mean, I'm certainly not trying to brag, but I could have made it as a death metal singer, as a death metal vocalist. I could have been like, what's his face? Big Nick from Cannibal Corpse. Why can't I remember his name? Wow, that's stupid of me that I can't. Corpse Grinder. There you go. Corpse Grinder from Cannibal Corpse. I could give him a run for his money. Let's all just expose ourselves. No. Instagram has exposed themselves. Mouse Rat? Mouse Rat. Yeah, Thomas Crow's correct. There was Scare Horse for a while too. So yeah, shout out to Norway for holding it down there. So I wanted to a little bit. First of all, there's no what I've been vaping, but this is something that I have been vaping very, very recently. I recently reset up my K-Fun 2019. That's a little DHD tip in there. This is that USV mod that I threw a sticker on that says, "Thank you for not smoking." That was one of my stickers from NVE, and it kind of fit pretty well on this box. So I've just been leaving it on that box. That's a 6 milligram speakeasy. It's the root beer, damn it. I love the root beer. Is the slow mode too slow? I can fix that. I have the power. Is it really too slow? Let's hear. Let's get a little bit more casual. Let's half that. How about that? Is that any better? You get a message every 15 seconds. You can type. I mean, don't go crazy, you guys. I don't have a ton of moderators. Danielle looks like British Eyes. Thomas Crow, my main man, and Danielle Jones is in the chat doing the moderatings tonight, this evenings. So let's talk about the U.S. Surgeon freaking General. So I I'm not a big fan of this U.S. Surgeon General. Overall, I'm just going to say it. Not him as a person, his policies and the way that he communicates on Twitter is very, very weird. It's really misleading and really, I don't know. I don't know why he does the things that he does. I legitimately don't know. Let's take a quick look right here. This is the U.S. Surgeon General on Twitter, and he posted this tweet today. This is 14th. Yep, today. January 14th, 2020. As of last week, CDC.gov reports a total of 2,602 hospitalizations and 57 deaths associated with e-cigarettes and vaping lung injuries. A single death or hospitalization is one too many. Yes, absolutely. 100% I agree with you, Jerome Adams. A single death or hospitalization is too many. The problem is you're part of the problem by using terminology like e-cigarettes and vaping. Not one word in your tweet is actually related to what the lung injuries are stemming from. Your tweet doesn't include the word illegal or illicit or black market in any capacity. It doesn't have the words vitamin E acetate in it, which is where 100% of these cases came from. 100% of these cases came from. It doesn't have the letters THC in it. That is one of the most irresponsible tweets I have ever seen, because all it does is go after vaping using the EVALI vitamin E acetate lung injuries as an excuse. I can't understand how everybody doesn't see completely through that. I don't know how every follower of the Surgeon General doesn't call him out on that shit. That is unbelievable to me. Well, someone named Juka Kulivorovi, someone who I don't know who this person is, and I don't follow them on Twitter, but this is how I found this tweet. I follow the Surgeon General, but they had the best response to his tweet. Look at this. A teen who just bought a Dank Vapes THC cart via Snapchat could read your tweet 100 times and still not realize that she may be at risk from lung injury from using that cart. You don't have the words illicit, and don't you have the words illicit and THC in your vocabulary? Abso-fucking-lutely. He didn't, none of that. None of that. The Surgeon General is again using these EVALI, look, horrible. I agree. No one should have gone to the hospital. You know what? That number, Jerome Adams, 6,200, 2,602 hospitalizations, that could have been in half. That could have been in half if from the very beginning you and the CDC and the FDA were just honest about what was going on. Everybody else was reporting on what was going on. Why couldn't our own government? Why couldn't our own CDC? Leafly reported on it. Rolling Stone reported on it. Reason reported on it. Rolling Stone had this news before our federal government would finally willing to admit, well, this may be linked to illicit black market THC products. Rolling Stone. I trust Leafly. I trust a cannabis publication more than I trust the CDC right now. Why is it, Jerome Adams, that we can't seem to, sorry, I need to calm down a little bit. Just need to calm down a little bit. But I mean what I said. Those injuries and deaths could have been cut in half. Could have been cut in half. But you guys hated vaping and hated Juul so much that you let this blind rage of vaping and this blind rage of moral high-grounding soccer moms convince you that it must be because of Juul, and you just went after Juul and you went after vaping and you left the real bad stuff off the table. off the table. It's no different than what's going on in New Jersey right now. No different than what's going on in New Jersey right now. So let's talk about New Jersey. I did watch that Jay Hayes video again. Really good video. Look, we're all subscribed to Jay Hayes, right? If you're not subscribed, just go subscribe to Jay Hayes and watch the video. I don't have a link for it right now, but it's a really great video. The bill did pass. There was a large protest in front of the law offices, or the I don't even know where that was. City Hall, the Civic Center, something like that. Something like that. I know, Danielle. I know. Simmer. Let's check my heart rate. All right. Yeah. See, we have to keep my heart rate monitor up. I feel like Stanley in The Office. Remember when Stanley in The Office had a heart attack and he wore that little beeping thing and it would just go beeping like crazy every time Michael came close to him, keeping his stress level down? That's what I feel like. I need to keep my stress level down. Shed Time helps with the Reg Sweats, just saying. Listen, I know Shed Time helps. I'm just off of Shed Time right now. It's not because... It's for a lot of reasons, but mostly it's for self-discipline. Have you seen Empire Vape Co.'s video calling you out as a sellout for the IQOS? I don't care. Fuck Empire Vape Co. They can eat shit. Call me out to my face. Email me. Call me. I mean, Jesus Christ, do something. Make a call-out video. No, I'm not going to watch it. I don't care. I don't care. Okay, Empire Vape Co. Okay, if you watch that video and that's the fucking conclusion you came to, then you might need to rewatch that video. 100%. Man, that IQOS video really caught me a ton of shit. It's cool. I stand by it. It's tobacco harm reduction, and it's an important part of this topic. It's an important part of this discussion. Believe me, look, everybody accusing me of selling out with the IQOS, I would like to sell out. If I wish it were true. I wish Philip Morris International was like, hey, here's $2 million. You want to pimp the IQOS? Could have sold out. I wouldn't sell out, obviously, because when someone sells out, generally there's large amounts of money involved. Not me going to New Zealand, buying an IQOS, coming home and talking about how I don't really like it very much. I don't personally see that as selling out, but it's whatever. People got to bitch about something, right? When we're done being mad at the government, when we're done being mad at Jerome Adams, when we're done being done at Stanton Glantz, who finally resigned, when we're done being mad at all those people, yeah, let's just continue infighting. Let's just tear ourselves apart. Let's just rip this community apart. That's definitely what we should be doing. Very constructive use of your time, Empire Vape Co., you dumb shits. You're in New York. You know what's going on in New York right now? It's a lot bigger than Grim Green buying an IQOS and talking about how he doesn't really like it on YouTube. A lot more going on in New York than that. Get your fucking priorities straight. Okay. My heart rate's up to 106 right now, so we're just going to pump the brakes a little bit. I'm going to have some water. I don't mean to get so ranty, you guys. I really don't mean to get so ranty. Tensions are high right now. Tensions are high for me. Tensions are high for everybody right now. Honestly, I don't care. I love Empire Vape Co. I don't mean fuck Empire Vape Co. You know what? They're part of the community. They're part of the industry. I'm fighting for their rights as much as I'm fighting for everybody else's rights. So Empire Vape Co., we'd love to have you on our side. Let's talk about the IQOS later. Let's deal with what we have to deal with, and we'll talk about the IQOS later. Oh, they're out of the UK? Oh, okay, never mind. Extra fuck them then. IQOS. Good God. Rewatch the video, Empire Vape Co. Unreal. Anyway, I know. Relax, Grim. I know. We don't need to see Grim Green have a heart attack live on YouTube. We need to keep, just vapors attacking vapors. That's all we know how to do. That's what we did for 9 years, 8 years, was just attack each other. That's all it was. You know, at a time, and I've mentioned this before, and it's why we could never get our shit together in California. Shops in California had beef with each other. Literal rivalries between vape shops. Cloud comp teams that have beef with other cloud comp teams in California. That's what we focused on in California for years. Talk about focusing on dumb shit. Jeez. Vape drama. Vape drama. Do. Surgeon General hates these contraptions. All right. Well, before we get to, here's what I'm going to do. I don't really need to link in the description to Jerome Adams, but if you want to go follow him on Twitter, and here's the thing, I'm always very polite to Jerome Adams on Twitter. I'm mean to Jerome Adams on my YouTube because he doesn't watch this, and I know he doesn't watch this. I'm very personable. I'm very nice to him on Twitter because he seems like sometimes like he's just like a lost dog, you know? And if you make any sudden movements, he just, like, don't be mean, you know? And you're like, no. Come on. I'm sorry. Come on. It's vaping. We're going to talk about vaping. It's not e-cigs. You know it's THC, Jerome. You know it. And when you type e-cigarettes, you know you're being dishonest. You know you're not putting the correct information out there. If you like, he'll just skitter away. So you got to be nice. You got to be personable if you're going to interact with Jerome Adams on Twitter. It's just a thing. I appreciate that. Red, very gracious of you. Weird that you can open carry and go order coffee, but you can't vape in front of the coffee shop. Big love from Norway. P.S. Going to Birmingham. Oh, awesome, Red. Enjoy Birmingham. I won't be able to make it to Birmingham. I think that's in May because I have to choose between going to Vapor Expo UK in Birmingham or going to Hall of Vape in Stuttgart, Germany. And I think I'm going to decide to go to Germany. Paying my own dime over there, flying over to Germany. I'm going to go to Hall of Vape this year. So I can't go to Birmingham, but have fun there, Red. TT Vape, very gracious of you. Prayers for New Jersey. Keep on fighting. Legalize THR. I know, it's crazy. It's crazy that we have to fight our government to get products that are less harmful for us. Imagine this. Let's think about this. Let's shift harm reduction away from nicotine. What are other ways of harm reduction in your life? Obvious things like seat belts. People were against seat belts when they first came out. People were against condoms when they first came out. Safer doesn't mean safe. They use the same lingo. Safer doesn't mean safe. It either needs to be 100% safe or we ban it. No varying scales of harm, even though in real life there are varying scales of harm. If I get a paper cut on my hand, yes, technically I got cut and that is bleeding. That is also different from getting like a sword through your stomach. There are varying levels of harm, and I don't know why it's so hard for people to grasp that there are varying levels of harm. So let's look at food, right? This is a big thing for me right now. Self-care. I got rid of meat. I'm off meat. Done. No more meat. Fuck meat. I'm done with meat. I've had enough steaks. I know what steaks do to your body. Steaks will give you cancer. Steaks will give you cancer. Eat enough steaks in your life, cancer. Steaks will give you cancer. Beef is just terrible for your body. Now, I love it, and I would never want steaks banned. I would never stop someone else from eating a steak. Are you kidding me? Eat steak. But for me, I'm going to reduce the harm in my life, and I'm going to stop eating meat. That's how I'm reducing the harm in my life. Sugar. I am eliminating a lot of sugar from my diet, especially things like added sugar. I don't need a Snickers. I just don't anymore. I don't need to eat a bag of circus peanuts. I'm reducing the harm in my life by eliminating sugar. So now Burger King, we have this Impossible Burger, right? It's not meat. It's like a vegetarian thing. Tastes like meat. It's fantastic. It is harm reduction. It is less harmful for you, to your body, to go eat an Impossible Burger than it is to eat a regular hamburger. Harm reduction. Now, imagine that the government comes in and says, Impossible Burgers are banned. Impossible Burgers are banned because they can't prove that it will get you off of burgers. Could you imagine that? If they just take less harmful things away from you? Like, nope, it either has to be 100% safe or you just got to stick to the bad stuff. That's basically what every flavor ban is about. It either has to be 100% safe or you can stick to cigarettes. It can't be a little bit safer. It needs to be 100% safe or smoke cigarettes, because cigarettes will always be there. 100%. You'll be able to go the rest of your life and buy a pack of Marlboro burgers. Marlboro burgers. I looked at the British eyes and banned the Impossible Burger. But could you imagine that? Well, why do we allow McDonald's and burgers on the market? Why does the Impossible Burger have to jump through all these hoops to be on the market? No difference. No difference. It's harm reduction. Everybody does it. Everybody practices it. Whether you think you do or not, you do. Seatbelts do cause injuries too, but the overall net benefit to public health is a net benefit to public health with seatbelts. Motorcycle helmets? Absolutely. I don't think they should be mandatory. I think it should be up to the individual to decide if they want to wear a motorcycle helmet or not, but motorcycle helmets are a way of harm reduction. You're reducing the harm to your skull from the pavement. Harm reduction. It still might hurt. You're still going to get knocked around, but you're not going to die. You're not going to have your brains everywhere. Seatbelts, harm reduction. Shoes on your feet, harm reduction. Shoes protect your little naked pink human feet from the hard, spiky hot ground. Shoes. You're reducing the harm from the ground on your foot with a shoe. I mean, that's the simplest way that I can put harm reduction. It's not a foreign concept, and I don't understand why nobody wants to understand it. Yeah, we're going to talk about New Jersey in just one sec there, TT Vape. But yes, prayers for New Jersey. Keep on fighting. Legalize THR. Logan, follow. Oh, okay. I will follow that person. I will follow that person. Juka, wealth of knowledge. I like following wealths of knowledge. Old Bat 2 Cats, one of my favorite names. You made every possible point about what that video was looking at. It was not an endorsement. So what's the problem? Sheesh. Loosen up, people. I know. Just, wow. Loosen up. And, people, before all of this happened, do you guys remember what we were talking about before September 11th, 2019? That summer, what the big hubbub was. I was going on and on about how I preferred the terminology of liquid over juice. Yeah, that was the battle I was picking. We were complaining, too many pods on the market, you guys. Oh my gosh, too many pods. I can't believe the vape industry, man, going downhill. Too many pods. God, there's so many pods on the market. Where's all the RTAs and RDAs? That was our biggest concern pre-September 11th, 2019. And suddenly post-September 11th, 2019, we have this whole new slew of things to worry about. It really shifted the entire industry's focus completely, as it should have. So that's all we know how to do. All we know how to do is infight with each other. Not quite sure where I was going with that. You guys want to read an article? No, let's talk about... oh, no. Okay, here it is. Yeah, I'm going to put this link. Hey, there's Brent. Oh, okay. I do. Hang on, I got to reply to someone. Hang on. Sorry. Okay. So we do know that the flavor bans have passed in New Jersey. It doesn't mean that everything's over. It doesn't mean that the world is ending, but we do have 90 days now. And it's unreasonable. I don't know what that 90 days is for, to rid their shops of everything, of all the flavored nicotine products. Jay Hayes brought up a great point about leases, and some of these business owners are in leases, with whatever the business park that they're a part of. I have a feeling there's going to be lots of lawsuits happening. Honestly, I wish we could pool money. Yeah, 2019, I agree with you, Dash, which, by the way, Dave, I'm so glad to see you here, my man. 2019 was pretty much a turning point for the entire industry. What was insane was how out of the blue it was. Yeah, was it out of the blue? I don't feel like it was out of the blue. For lots of 2018, for all of 2017 and most of 2018, I personally was just waiting for the other shoe to drop, because I knew what we had dealt with in 2010. I knew what we had dealt with in 2014. I knew what we had dealt with in 2016. So it was like, it's coming up. The shoe's going to drop. I didn't think it would be Melania Trump dropping the shoe. I really didn't think it would be Donald Trump dropping the shoe at all. I mean, on paper, technically, Donald Trump is still a Republican, even though he doesn't act like it. And he should have embraced all of this, but didn't, because he didn't have the right information. It's the same problem that's going on with all of the left right now. I don't know why the left hates us so much, but they really, really do. Bernie Sanders is uneducated about the subject. Yang 2020 is uneducated about the subject. That other person, I can't remember who's running, she's not hip to the subject. Kamala Harris was obviously not hip to the subject. They haven't done any homework. They haven't done any research. I'm 100% sure that at the Iowa, whatever the next Democratic debate in Iowa, they're going to be asking about vaping. I think they're going to be asking about vaping and e-cigs, and I'm wishing with all of my wishes that Bernie Sanders or whoever, I don't care, whoever's on the stage, educate yourselves. Educate yourselves. There was a great article that I believe Michelle Milton wrote not too long ago. I've shared it before. I can try to track it down and share it again in the description of this video, but this is what happens when you regulate things that you don't understand. They don't understand these products and they don't care to learn, but they're going to regulate it. And well, shit, this is the result you get. You get this. You get United States January 2020 legislation. You get New Jersey banning flavors. You get California banning flavors. You get Massachusetts banning everything. You get Washington banning flavors. You get, I don't know. Who else was banning flavors? I can't recall right now. But there are two groups on Facebook right now that are New Jersey centric. In fact, I'm going to try to track down this other one. M. Turk posted it. There's another group. There's a Facebook ban group or something like this on for New Jersey. Thank you to everyone. I can't find it. So here, I'm just going to put this one in the chat right now. This is for the NJVRC. This is the NJ Vapers Rights Coalition on Facebook, the NJVRC. If you're in New Jersey, that's a great resource. If you're a shop owner in New Jersey, that's a great resource. I would encourage, I know it's tough. I know it's hard, and I know it feels defeating, and I feel that same defeat with you guys. Every state that has this shit on the books, where it gets passed, in Washington, I feel that. In New Jersey, I feel that. In Massachusetts, I feel that shit. I'm right there with you. I feel that. And it sucks, and it's awful, and you just can't give up. You just can't give up. So after what we've been doing on Twitter is tweeting at the the governor of New Jersey to hopefully veto this, although that's the last Hail Mary, is asking for a veto, but that's what you can do. I mean, if we can get a few thousand people to tweet at him asking him to veto this, it could influence him. He might not sign it. It could go back to the drawing board. I mean, there's a lot of options. Additionally, there's 90 days. And like Greg Connolly said on Twitter, if all the shop owners in New Jersey could kind of get together and work together, and it looks like it's starting with this NJVRC, get together, make things happen. Introduce new legislation, get in the ear of lawmakers, get in the ear of policymakers. I mean, you have 90 days to basically kind of try to turn this thing around. And stranger things have happened. I wouldn't write it off completely. Protests are pointless now. Now just learn DIY. Nope. That is the wrong outlook to have, the Martian. Although I appreciate you being here, and I'm glad that we can disagree on things and still be cool, but that's the wrong outlook to have. Protests are never pointless. Imagine if in New Jersey they weren't just protesting on the day of the vote. Imagine in New Jersey if they were protesting every day, like 3 weeks, every day before the vote. That would have been really powerful. I realize that's impossible and that's a huge ask, but protests always are helpful. The DC protest showed us that. Yeah, Irvine, California as well. I think it's today. I think the Irvine, California hearing was today. I'm nowhere near that affected area, but here's the thing. Once something starts spreading in California, it takes over the whole state. California is going to be the next state. 100%. I mean, Gavin Newsom, he already went on record and he's urging California lawmakers to get legislation as quickly as possible. They need to do this fast, before all the facts come in. Need to do this quick. Need to get this swept up quick. We need this flavor ban going, you guys. Let's do it. So Gavin Newsom is encouraging lawmakers to quickly draft legislation. So that's kind of more or less what's going on in New Jersey. Again, I'm not in New Jersey, but people like M Turk are. Jay Hayes is. New Jersey is huge. One of my yo-yo's, Lou Tangs, is out there in New Jersey, runs a shop in New Jersey, or works at a shop in New Jersey, and it breaks my heart. I feel it. I feel New Jersey, and that's. I'm sorry, it's fuck. I mean, what do you say when 2,000 people are about to lose their job in the state? I can't understand why the governor would sign something knowing that he's about to end a few thousand jobs and limit access for, tens of thousands of smokers, force them back to combustible tobacco cigarettes. I can't believe he can look at that and actually sign it. They already introduced the bill here in California. Yeah. All right. Where's my heart rate? Coming down. Let's keep bringing this heart rate down a little bit. And honestly, nicotine and vaping is one of those things that I'm really struggling with. I'm really, really struggling with it. Nicotine is a vasoconstrictor. It increases my heart rate every time. Every time. Exactly, Mowgli Vape. Smokers won't DIY to quit. So I'm taking a hard look at nicotine, and I might be ridding myself of nicotine very, very soon. Probably still will vape zero, just because I know it's more than the nicotine. It's the hand to mouth. I've been vaping CBD a little bit as well. This is Savage CBD. This is on the Odin and the Death Trap 2 RDA, and I've been vaping some CBD. Oh, come on, man. I hate that it locks automatically. That's beautiful, and that's wonderful, and that's tasty. Not nicotine, but something. I like vaping, and we'll see. Eagle, how's the RTA coming? I don't know. You tell me. Pew, right there. Oh, didn't focus. Pew, right there. Didn't focus. It's on top of the Anakin. Pew, didn't focus. There it is. There it is. Nope, that was too focused for too long. It's coming along. This is the final version. There are very slight tweaks to make, but I think it's just about there. And it's going to be a very limited run. It's going to be a little bit expensive. I mean, we are really putting all the bells and whistles on this RTA. I'm not going to say it's like a Hemo RTA, like a high-end RTA, but it's going to be like a solid Mimo RTA, I believe. A little bit of a restricted lung, a little bit lower of a wattage, just flavor until you die. Yeah. Where would I be without Savage CBD? Yeah. Savage CBD is no longer a sponsor of anything related to Grim Green or the podcast or anything like that. So that's not a promotion. I just use it. I'm just using it. This is a consumer product that I'm using. Nick, serious question, is your Patreon full? I don't know. I haven't looked today at where everything is at. I think yesterday there was like 1 or 2 spots open in the $10 tier maybe. You might have to go take a look for yourself. If it's not, hey, you can jump on in there. No Vapor Swaggins, no, but it is right here. Sitting here, my Atmazoo tripod. Every time I open it, I just get too intimidated and I just back away. Just back away. I'll get to it. I will get to it. So what do you say we read a little bit of news? What do you say? I'm into that. So this is what I wanted to read, and it's not a long article. It's just a little article here from the Reason Foundation, one of my favorite publications. And again, I always talk about my political affiliations, but if I had to pigeonhole myself, I'm a bit of a libertarian. I mean, I'm a registered libertarian, but I don't think that the Libertarian Party can solve all of the world's issues. I just most closely identify with the Libertarian Party, so that's the lens that all of this gets viewed through. I would categorize myself as a freedom guy, and I really like the Constitution. I wholeheartedly believe in that document. And I mean, I'm a capitalist, but I also hate capitalists. I hate what capitalism has become in this country, but that's a subject for another day. But we're going to read right now from the Reason Foundation. This was written by J.J. Rich here. He is a policy analyst at the Reason Foundation. Here he is on Twitter. I'll post his Twitter down in the description of this video, as well as in the chat. He's a good guy to follow on Twitter. But let's get back to his article here. So, just like the headline says, CDC survey shows flavors aren't driving youth vaping. Now, this is going to be an even bigger mountain to climb, because how do you convince people that think that vaping is the worst thing on earth and that it's actually killing people when it's not killing people, that vaping isn't the reason that youths are vaping? Like, vaping and youths and flavors, those 3 words have been tied together for years. Despite the most popular flavor among youths being mint, they still always bring up things like, oh, well, this juice is called unicorn poop. That's appealing to kids. I'm assuming they're vaping it. I have no real evidence to show that. Oh, this is a gummy bear flavor. That's appealing to kids. Kids are probably vaping it. I have no real data to back that up. Those 3 words have been tied together for so long that you can't it's going to be real difficult to disassociate them. But let's jump down in here. I'm not going to read this part. Over 75% of youth vapers apparently don't care much about flavors, according to the most recent survey conducted by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Among middle and high school students who ever tried using e-cigarettes, the most common reason for e-cigarette use were, I was curious about them. 55%. Curiosity. It's right here. It's right here. This is the actual table from the actual survey. And look at this. Look at this. Oh, no, I went too far. Oh, damn it. I lost my spot. Smokeless tobacco, e-cigarettes, cigars. Oh, is this because I shrunk it down too far? Yes. It's because I shrunk it down too far, damn it, and it's a scaling website. So, here we go. No, this isn't what I had before. The page jumped, damn it. Okay, well, I had it set to the actual table where it showed. Doesn't matter. Let's get back to here. Let's get back to here real quick. We'll find that table in a second. Given the choice of selecting any and or all of 12 different reasons for why they had tried vaping in the first place, only 22.3% of young people said because e-cigarettes are available in flavors such as candy, mint, fruit, or chocolate. That's about the same number of them who said they use e-cigarettes because they can do tricks with them. Nevertheless, despite the lack of an association between flavors and youth vaping, the Trump administration recently directed the Food and Drug Administration to pull all flavored vaping cartridges from the market, except menthol and tobacco flavors. And that's the exact same thing that happened in New Jersey. Mint and menthol were exempt from the ban, despite the fact that it is the #1 youth-used flavor. Does that make any sense? I mean, criminy. Wow, I really dated myself with that word. Criminy. Get off my lawn. On Fox Business Network Kennedy, I briefly elaborated on the negative public health implications of this policy. Remember, this is JJ talking here. Flavors happen to be a very important factor when adults are making their decisions on whether they're going to switch from combustible, dangerous, carcinogenic cigarettes to vaping. If you look at surveys for teen use, and when you ask them why they're using, curiosity is by far the #1 reason why they're using them, and flavors happen to be way, way down the totem pole. Only about 23% of teens say flavors even enter any sort of consideration when they're choosing a vape. The role that flavors play in helping adults quit smoking has been verified by some of the world's most prestigious medical journals. A study in the BMJ, formerly the British Medical Journal, concluded that if flavors were removed from the e-cigarette market, barring no changes to cigarette availability, there would be about an 11.1% decrease in vaping, but an 8.3% increase in smoking among adults. This is because e-cigarettes happen to be twice as effective at helping adults quit cigarettes as the current FDA-approved smoking cessation products, according to a randomized control trial published by the New England Journal of Medicine. And yeah, this trial right here, this is one of my most used links of all time. I'm going to put it in the chat. It's going to be in the description of this video. This is it. This is the New England Journal 3-year study randomized trial showing that e-cigarettes are more than twice as effective as any NRT currently on the market. For smokers looking to quit, vaping flavors tend to make the experience more enjoyable. The Trump administration's recent regulation banning flavors is likely to cause fewer smokers to shift to vaping, which is bad for public health. Another study in the BMJ estimates that if every adult smoker completely switched over to e-cigarettes over a 10-year period, there would be 6.6 million fewer premature deaths from smoking, with a total of 86.7 million fewer life years lost. This finding is further supported by a study in the American Journal of Medical Association, which finds compared with cigarette-only smokers, e-cigarette-only users were found to have significantly lower concentrations of all major nicotine metabolites. These are biomarkers, basically the stuff that kills smokers. Significantly lower concentrations. Although young people who vape also prefer flavors, there is no evidence that flavors are uniquely appealing to children versus adults, despite groups like Campaign for Tobacco-Free Kids arguing that flavored tobacco products are intentionally designed to attract kids. Studies show that both adults and youth tend to prefer flavors at similar rates, with consumption in both age groups mostly reflecting what is purchased by adults in the legal market. We're almost done. Before Juul voluntarily pulled its fruit-flavored e-cigarette pods from convenience stores, both youth and adults preferred fruit flavors. But after Juul discontinued its fruit flavors following mounting pressure and raids from the FDA, the mint flavor moved up to assume 75% of Juul's flavor distribution, and both adults and youth used mint at the highest rate. But we should definitely ban every flavor. The youths are only using mint. All flavors are banned. Sorry, banana cake, I know. The youths aren't using it, but you don't get to use it either because they could be interested in it. That's... I mean, how do you even justify that logic? How do you even justify that logic? Going forward, the recent prohibition of most characterizing flavors, young people will most likely still vape menthol and tobacco-flavored pods most easily available, just like their adult role models, and overall youth vaping rates and public health leaders consider an epidemic will still likely persist. Just like with cigarettes, youth tend to reflect adult use, but with enormous potential public health gains to be had from e-cigarettes making conventional cigarettes obsolete, public policy would be more effective if it was focused on what has proven to be most successful in reducing youth use. God damn it. That is the one little phrase in this whole vape debate that I wish didn't exist because it's a little bit of a tongue twister and it's hard for me to say. Youth use. Youth use. Now I don't even remember where it was. Most successful in reducing youth use of all vices. Education. Before any historic reduction in youth of any substance increased. Before any historic reduction in youth use of any substance. Increased perception of great risk has always come first. That's because young people tend to be smart enough to figure out ways to acquire the products they want, regardless of the law, and thus, if the government is looking to prevent youth use, it is most advantageous to educate young people about why they shouldn't vape in the first place. In 2017, the Truth Initiative conducted a survey and found that over 63% of Juul users aged 15 to 24 didn't even know that Juul e-cigarettes always contained nicotine. At that time, Juul had only been on the market for a year. And without that knowledge, teens were much more likely to try Juul. With their disproportionate fear of cigarettes and other tobacco products, knowing Juul contained nicotine likely would have stopped some teens from trying it. Today, there is good news. The smoking rates among teenagers are at record lows. As a result, it should not be too hard to teach teens that e-cigarettes carry some legitimate risks, such as nicotine addiction, that should be considered. An approach focused on education rather than prohibition is far more likely to successfully reduce teen vaping, while also allowing the adults access to vaping products that might save millions of smokers' lives. Dang, what a great article, JJ. What a great article. And yeah, it's all there in the data in the CDC. Flavors were not the number one reason. Flavors weren't the number two reason. Flavors were the number three reason. A 0.1% above, I can do tricks with them. I can do tricks with them. You can do tricks with cigarettes too, you dumb kids. Don't vape. So anyway, That's a really great article. I posted it right there in the chat. I'm going to post it in the description of this video as well. If you want to reread it again, share it around. That would be fantastic. Now let's get to Instagram. The timestamp is 1:07:13, Nick. Let's get to Instagram because Instagram is really coming out swinging. Against vaping, against everything. Against vaping, against influencing, against all that stuff. Steve Menz. Let's do a couple super chats. Steve, can we go back to the days where the worst thing we had to deal with was shop rivalry? Look, yeah, I mean, I would like to, right? That would be fantastic. I wouldn't even care then. I'd be like, yeah, bring on the vape drama. Bring it on. If that's the most that we have to worry about is that this shop's cloud comp team has a beef with this shop's cloud comp team, and that's all we had to worry about, I'll take it. Unfortunately, I don't think that will ever happen. Anthony McMullen, very gracious of you. Washington State needs bodies at its UVA rally this Friday, 1:30 p.m. Only 65 people can burn. Link to the rally. Here we go. I'm going to post this here. I'm going to post this in the chat. I'm going to post this in the description 100%. This is the Washington State rally. Time to get louder. Legislative Building, Olympia, Washington, North Steps, Friday, January 17th, 2020, 1:30 p.m. If you are in Washington State, you should definitely try to get there. I'll mention this again. Might not have a vlog this Thursday. I'll keep you guys updated. If I don't have a vlog this Thursday, and it's not because I don't want to, it's because I might be doing something else on YouTube at that time. That's all. It's in the description. It's in the chat. Washington State Rally. That's this Friday, January 17th, 2020, 1:30 p.m. Thank you, Anthony, for bringing that up. That had been on my to-do list, but it's getting down to the wire now. An advocate for liberty, very gracious of you. Buy yourself a nice flavored herbal tea. Ah, yes. This herbal tea has elements of anise in it. Tastes a little bit like black licorice. It's throat coat. It's one of my favorite teas. Throat. Coating that throat. So, no. Not over there, you dork. All right. So let's wrap this up. Let's talk about Instagram for the last 20 minutes or so here. So let's just go to reading. Let's read here from CNBC. Instagram bans influencers from getting paid to promote vaping and guns. Vaping and guns. This is going to be a thing. Are these just going to be tied together now? Vaping and guns. Good, because I like both of those things. And the thing is, people that like both of those things don't care. People that hate both of those things, they're just going to further just hate both of those things. It's like, oh, great. Now it's vaping and guns. Thankfully, I believe in the Constitution, and I definitely believe in the Second Amendment to that Constitution. Just want to make that very clear. I'm a freedom guy. Instagram bans influencers from getting paid to promote vaping and guns. Here we go. This is a real quick one, and we're going to point out some hypocrisy here. Instagram's owned by Facebook. So Facebook and Instagram will no longer allow influencers to promote vaping, tobacco products, or weapons on its platform using branded content. So that's how they're actually going to police this. They're not going to be going through your feed and looking for a picture like, oh, it's whoever, a vape person holding a Grim kit, or, you know, woo. They're not going to be doing that. They're not going to be going through your feed. In order to even get on their radar, you would have to be using their branded content feature, which is only a feature that really influencers get. I have it, but some of my other Instagram accounts do not, because they're not popular enough. They're not like influencer accounts. They're just whatever, person accounts, I guess. Instagram announced Wednesday that it would no longer allow branded content that promotes those goods on either platform, Facebook or Instagram. In June, Instagram, in a change that would let advertisers promote posts from influencers or users who work with brands to promote services or products, users see a paid partnership with tag on the post when viewing that branded content on Instagram. This change closes a loophole in Facebook's advertising policies, even though, and this is the funniest part, I want everybody to remember this sentence. This change closes a loophole in Facebook's advertising policies. I'm going to just copy this and I'm going to put it in the chat so it stays around for a second. And just, this change closes a loophole in Facebook's advertising policies. Even though Facebook ad policies have banned the advertising of vaping, tobacco, and weapons, private users can post about them. And until now, advertisers could theoretically put paid promotion behind those posts. Just so you know, my account, I'm assuming every vape account on Instagram is flagged as a tobacco account. I can never promote anything, even though Instagram, every time I have a slightly popular post, Instagram hits me up and says, hey, you want to promote this post? And I go, no, because you won't let me, because I've tried in the past and you deny it because it's a tobacco product. Like, we've gone through this whole song and dance before. That's what they're preventing. Or are they? Or are they? The company said it would begin enforcement of the new rule in the coming weeks. Why be specific about it? An Instagram spokesperson said this is the first time it's implementing restrictions around the type of items that can be promoted for branded content. The company also said branded content that promotes goods such as alcohol or diet supplements would require special restrictions once new policies go into effect next year. According to Facebook, the company is building tools to help content creators comply with new policies, like the ability to restrict which users can see their content based on age. Instagram also outlined other changes in this announcement. Its company is testing Facebook's brand collab manager, starting with 40 Instagram account content creators in the US, the company said, as part of its continued test of private like counts. What the crap does that even mean? It is working to give professional accounts ability to share engagement metrics, including likes, with business partners using new settings in the app. Okay, that's just nonsensical influencer stuff. Instagram shows you all that stuff, and apparently they're improving it. But here we go. This closes a loophole in Facebook's advertising policies. Oh, I didn't even have that on the article reading. Oh, look, did I switch it? Oh, man. Okay, well, here's the article. Okay, just give me the whole thing. Just give me the whole thing. Copy, paste. It's in the chat. It will be in the description. And so that brings us to right now. This closes loopholes. Influencers can't promote vaping. Influencers can't promote tobacco. Influencers can't promote weapons. Influencers can't promote diet supplements. Influencers can't promote. That's it. Things influencers can promote. Everything else. Yeah. Whatever else you want. Weed? Absolutely. Don't care. Instagram doesn't care about that. Why would Instagram care about other controlled substances? This is just about vaping. This is just about vaping. So, in order to tell this story, in order to show you these pictures and tell this story properly, I'm going to have to do one thing real quick. I do have to go pee. Holy crap. I have to go pee. So I'm just going to put on the hold music and you can look at my office. Okay, bye. I'll be right back. All right. Bio break. I like that. Who coined that term, bio break? Was that was what she said? So, Instagram. I'm going to struggle with vaping. I'm going to struggle with vaping. I got to get down to zero, Nick. I just gotta. It's been 10 years. Like, it's time to wrap this up a little bit. So, the confession, I have to confess something before it's just going to put this into much better context, in my opinion. So, I was on Instagram, and I got served an ad on Instagram that I was legitimately shocked by, because I know the Instagram advertising policies. This article was talking about influencers using paid promotions, but Instagram allows it to be advertised, or at least they're allowing it and they don't know it, because this is another loophole that they'll hopefully close, that they're probably going to close at some point. Maybe someone from Instagram will watch this video. I got served this ad on Instagram, just scrolling through my feed on a different account, not Grim Green. On a different account, I got served this ad. See this? Gadget Ninja. Gadgets Ninja. Gadgets. Oh, gadgets. Right? It's not a vape. It's not tobacco. It's not nicotine. It's a gadget. Makes sense to me. It is a little gadget, isn't it? A little battery, little micro USB. It's kind of techie, kind of gadgety. I got served this ad on Instagram, and that's clearly a vape. That's the Relx. That's the Film Pod. 50 milligram nicotine. Served me an ad. What's interesting is, here's the confession part. I have a few Instagram accounts, and one of those Instagram accounts is a Disneyland-based Instagram account. I have a secret Disneyland Instagram account. It's like an alter ego. I only go on there to look at Disneyland stuff, interact with Disneyland stuff. I follow, like, obviously Disneyland, Star Wars, Lucasfilm, other Disneyland influencers and things like this. And there's no like the age or male, female, whatever preferences on there. I got served this on a Disneyland-based account, not even on a vape-related account. Disneyland. That could technically, this could have got served to someone underage. This could have technically been served already in the past 1,000 times to people underage. But it doesn't even stop there. Because if you click on it, because of course I'm going to click on it, because I'm getting served a vape ad in my Instagram feed, which I know is against their rules, but they're still serving it to me. Slipped by, Instagram. Follow it. Follow the link. Yep. Relx-Lucky. Global one-click. Incredible flavor experiences. Listen to this. Listen to this. They don't mention vaping. They don't mention nicotine. They don't mention any of that. This is written explicitly to be mistaken. Where's my camera? This is written explicitly to be mistaken as a techie technology sort of thing. Incredible flavor experience. Savor an ultra enjoyable mouthfeel thanks to a revolutionary internal structure designed to elevate flavors. It can't get any better than this? Wait until you try our specially formulated signature line of brand new treats and old classics with a fresh twist. Available for use only with the alpha. No mention of nicotine. No nicotine warning, no mention of vaping. I'm sure you thought you closed all the loopholes, Facebook, but Mark Zuckerberg, come on. Oh, whoops. Is this the wrong one? Oh, yeah, I'm moving the wrong one. It goes on, and then it shows you a picture of a bunch of pods. Visionary design and intensive craftsmanship. That continues here. In a visionary design and intensive craftsmanship, inspired by ancient Chinese design philosophy and created by a Red Dot award-winning product designer. Each device is produced painstakingly over the course of 336 hours using the finest production methods known to man. It's a pod system! I mean, 336 hours of the finest production methods known to man? Do you mean a giant electronic cigarette manufacturing facility in Shenzhen, China? Is that what you mean? Rest assured, no one looks ugly when holding the alpha. Continues on. Whoops, I keep grabbing the wrong fucking one. God damn it. That is a pod. That is a pod vape that Instagram served me an ad for. Still haven't mentioned anything about nicotine. No nicotine warning. No mention of the word vape. No mention of the word e-cigarette. Wait till you get to this last one, though. This last one. They're not even for sale. It's free. An underage person could have been served this tech ad, clicked on this, read all about this new product, the Alpha, read all about the incredible flavors, no mention of nicotine, no nicotine warning, no mention of vaping, and then when you get to the bottom, all you have to do is subscribe to their newsletter for a chance to win a free nicotine vape. No warnings, no age restrictions. Fuck you, Instagram. That is some bullshit. That if you're going to go after influencers for using guns or product promotions for vapor products, but you're going to let this slip by, how many tens of thousands, possibly millions, how many millions of people that use Instagram got served this ad, clicked through, and entered perfectly fine on Instagram to win a free nicotine vape? How many of those people do you think could have been underage, considering they served it to me on a Disneyland Instagram account where all I do is like and interact with Disney and Disneyland posts? Current heart rate 97 beats per minute. How is this even possible? Instagram did not, Facebook, I'm sorry, you did not close those loopholes because those ads got served to me. Those ads got served to me. All I had to do was one click. I read all about the vape and all about the great flavors. They don't mention that it's addictive. They don't mention nicotine. They don't mention vaping. They don't mention anything. There's no warnings. There's no age verification. There's nothing. You just have to sign up for the mailing list and you're entered to win a free nicotine vape. Okay. Like, look, if that's cool with you, Instagram, then by all means, give away free vapes on Instagram, sponsored by Instagram, sponsored by Gadget Ninja. Gadget Ninja just gave away a fuck ton of free nicotine vapes on Instagram with no age verification, no warnings, no nothing, no warnings of nicotine, no warnings that nicotine is addictive. I have to put that in my videos. Danny Lolo has to put that on his trick videos that nicotine is addictive. But this ad, nothing. Nothing, no warnings, no nothing. That's bananas. I can't believe that. I was shocked. I was legitimately shocked. I went through the whole thing and I signed up. I used an email. I signed up. It was real quick and easy. And they're like, thank you. And then they sent me an email almost right away. I mean, we know that youths are purchasing illicit THC cartridges off of Snapchat. They're buying dank vapes off of Snapchat. You can buy them on eBay. You can buy them, I mean, all over the place. We see it on Twitter. People post their in Snapchat video on Twitter, and it's like, hit me up, fam. Dank vapes, restock, $8 a cart. And you just go on your Snapchat and you're like, I'll take one. You go, okay, awesome. On Instagram. Imagine, I mean, good God. Some underage kid, some 14-year-old kid scrolling through their Instagram. Oh, here, you can win a free e-cig. Sponsored post by Instagram. Just click here. Unreal. I can't believe, I legitimately can't believe that. It's not good. That is not good at all. That is bananas. And Facebook, look, if you're going to be all high and mighty about banning influencers in your branded content and how you want to close this loophole, you didn't close shit because I signed up with no age verification to win a free pod salt-based nicotine vape from your ad, Instagram. Whew. Okay. Well, let's dial it back. Let's end this here Tuesday, Bro Tuesday. I'm feeling it. God damn it, I'm feeling it in my throat again. So, in conclusion, we live in a crazy world right now. How crazy is this world right now? There's stuff going on all over the place. I don't want to rehash everything we just talked about, so I'm going to do this real quick. Just going to have a little vape on my Proton Mini, which is a really fucking cool mod. I'm going to be reviewing this soon. I know everybody else has reviews, but I want to do a review too. 42 watts. There's the RTA. Spectacular 6 milligram. Let me just have some. 3 milligram. What am I kidding? 6 milligram? I blame Cambridge Analytica too, Logan. Oops. Whoops. Anyway, everything that I talked about in this show will be linked down below in the description. Every article, all the Twitter accounts, the JJ article. We're going to throw that double-blind study in there. I'll throw the CNBC article in there as well about Instagram. What I want to do is keep fighting. What I want to do is keep fighting. And honestly, it helps me to relax a little bit knowing that all of you guys are out there just fighting. That makes me so happy. I said this in the vlog. How do youth sound? Kid stuff. I don't know. Like idiots? Like idiots that don't know Juuls have nicotine even though it says so on the label? Sorry, I don't mean to come down on kids. Look, it's not their fault. I remember being a kid, and I remember being a dumb kid, and I remember just, yeah, sure, 7th grade, I'll smoke a cigarette. Sure. I'm invincible. I'll have a fucking cigarette. 13 years old. An advocate for liberty, the RTA is not out yet, but it should be at some point soon, I hope. One last super chat. Spin the fastest. How'd you get naked that fast? I only went pee. I don't pee naked. Who pees naked? Although it would be easy. You could just whip your pants down and pop your top off and just be standing there naked while you pee. I mean, if you're a guy at least. I don't know. So I'm going to go ahead and end this Tuesday, Bro Tuesday. Thank you guys so much for coming out. I'm feeling pretty good. And I really appreciate all of the support and all of the well wishes from everybody that's been sending support and sending well wishes. It really does help. I still don't feel well. I don't know what's wrong with me. Maybe I'm a hypochondriac. Maybe it's stress. Maybe it's a combination of a lot of things. I'm trying to get my shit back in order. I'm trying to get my diet back in order. I'm trying to exercise. I'm trying to live my best life that I possibly can and drink the best tea out of the most stormtrooper heads that I possibly can. So thank you guys for caring. Thank you guys for giving a shit. Thank you guys for having my back. Honestly, it just means the world to me. And I don't know where I'd be without you. I simply couldn't do it. So I won't drag this out any longer. Thank you guys, seriously, so much for watching. And no matter what any crooked politician tells you, no matter what Instagram tells you, no matter what Facebook tells you, absolutely, guys, let's keep on vaping.